So in terms of what we're going to be discussing today, the first is going to be trends in international case law. So we're going to look at the Grantham Institute research, which explains where we are with the number of cases that are being brought and the kinds of challenges that are being brought. Second there, I'm going to do a quick summary of 5 key cases where climate change challenges have been brought to UK courts. Third, we're going to discuss the international case law. So they would be the 2 primary decisions of interest, Urgenda and also the Shell decisions. Fourth, regulatory and legislative changes that are going to be brought in. And finally, a question on what is going to be the focus of future challenges. And I'm going to pose some potential areas where we may see increased litigation in the years to come. So looking at one of the next areas, and that's the changes that we're going to see. This is one of the important backgrounds. So in terms of an important development, the UK has become the first G20 country to bring into law a mandatory task force on climate-related financial disclosures. Now, those are going to apply to the UK's largest registered companies, and they're going to apply to financial institutions for financial years commencing on or after the 6th of April 2022. So this really is very recent, and it's something that we're going to see companies having to engage with in the months and years to come. Now, what does that require? In effect, what it requires is that from these dates, organisations which fall within the scope of the regulations, and it is worth checking if you advise any companies which may, you'll have to report on your climate-related risks and opportunities on a mandatory basis in line with recommendations from the TCFD. The next area, which is interesting to discuss, is the area of greenwashing. Now, again, this relates in part to the disclosure requirements that we're seeing on companies. This is a recent decision. It's the 19th of October 2022, and it's a decision by the Advertising Standards Authority. Now, in terms of that case, the ASA handed down a landmark ruling in which it said that HSBC had failed to put its climate investments in the broader context of its contribution to carbon dioxide and greenhouse gas emissions. In terms of the background to those complaints, the ASA received 45 complaints, and those are from people who challenged the 2 adverts put out in London and Bristol by HSBC.